Okay, good morning, everyone. It's 9:31 a.m. We're going to convene the October 18th, 2022 RPRC meeting. We have a pretty full agenda, I think 10 items, so we will get started. First on our agenda is the approval of minutes from October 4th. Val said that she didn't have a chance to send those out, so we'll put that onto the next meeting. Which takes us to our first discussion item, 83 Byram Ridge Road. See, we have applicant here.
No, he thinks he can ask. Okay, see, that's the context.
Mike, are you with us?
Very long. The RPRC.
Well, I don't know if he's going to join us, so we will just continue.
Okay, I just got the email back and I'm folding it to you. And then the whole.
I could try to close it.
Thank you, Larry. All right, so if Mike joins us. Relatively simple legalization on this property. There we go. So the wood decks never received permits, and they're seeking to legalize that at this point. My biggest comment has to do with streams and hydric soils on the site. Did you guys take a look at that?
I discussed this with John, we're not too concerned as most of the runoff will run through the
Okay.
deck, and then what appears, I know on GIS, it looks that appears like there's a stream.
Yeah,
It's more so a dry swale, if anything.
okay. So you don't think a permit?
No, we wouldn't really require that.
Okay. I have just a minor comment on the gross land covered worksheet calculation, but it looks fine and it's below the maximum. So given that they don't need the wetlands permit, it's just a minor legalization. I think we should send this to building department. Everyone agree? If so, I'll make a motion to do that.
Second.
Seconds, all in favor?
Quick one, Adam, on this one, the memo said there was legalization of kitchen, bathroom, and so.
But that's not under the purview of the
Yeah,
RPRC.
exactly.
So that's gonna happen.
Yep. Yep. Okay. So got it. Hey, excuse me. Sorry about that. Oh,
Hey, how are you?
How you doing?
Good. Good to see you.
Next is 16. Oh, there you are, Mike. We just finished. We sent it to the building department, but we don't hear you for whatever reason. So let me see what's going on.
More us.
Don't know. Good question.
He's on mute.
No, he's not.
Says we go. Hey, Ron.
Hey, Ron. Oh, no, I hear you. All right, so Mike, we can't hear you, but sound's coming through, so I think it's on your end. But anyway, you're all set, and we sent you to the building department. Okay. Thumbs up if you understood that. Thanks. All right, take care. Okay, so what's next? Yes, I'm here for 16 School Street. I do not see anyone in the waiting room with that address. So let's pull up.
Is this addition in the floodplain?
Yeah.
So the addition is,
It's certainly on the property. I don't know exactly where the floodplain.
It runs pretty much through
Yeah,
what they're doing.
all right, so
that's
here,
gonna change the design for flood compliance.
yeah, they're certainly gonna have to address that. So this is what we're talking about on the site plan and. So the addition is going to occur in this back corner and some minor reconfiguration on the side of the house as well and. Reconfiguring this whole rear area. What is it going to look like? There we go. So this is existing conditions on this sheet. And then proposed. Back here, so it's really the rear. This is where it's all going up.
Or second storage.
Yeah, more so.
Can you go back to
Sure.
the existing?
So the existing here.
Yeah. They're not changing from the house at all.
The front of the house is not significant. Change. I don't know if they're doing any. So you've got the porch with the stairs in the middle. Now it looks pretty much the same. See the side, they're redoing
Mhm.
this. Yeah. So we talked about the floodplain issue with Rob. They're gonna have to demonstrate compliance.
Yeah, so I mean, depending on, so the floodplain cuts through the house.
I could pull it up on the
Essentially-
GIS. You want me to do that?
Yeah, we could, because,
So the entire addition is in floodplain, so.
well, what happens is if it becomes, our code says. It could be considered substantial improvement, which means the whole house would have to comply. At that point, depending on, I have to go back 10 years in permits. And then they gotta do a fair market analysis of the structure. So. I would put a little bit more in there, compliance chapter 177. In your memo, but that they're aware, under building construction, I don't know what's the cost of construction on it.
I don't, they didn't give
They
that.
should give, because depending on the cost of construction. Market value of the structure is way different than when you do property. It's just for the structure itself, so it lowers the numbers quick. Somebody's putting like 200,000 and
No, I would say so.
yeah, the house may only be worth
Yeah.
400, the house alone may only be worth 400.
Because you're excluding land.
Yeah,
Right.
be substantial improvement.
And then what is that trigger? Just so.
A trigger is the whole house has to come into FEMA compliance, which means all mechanicals have to be above the base flood elevation, everything's gotta get lifted and raised. There are other choices to apply for a loan to FEMA. And take the house out of the floodplain if all the elevations work out. But that would be an analysis they'd have to provide. Which they're not gonna wanna hear any of this, honestly.
Right. No, it's
No.
opening.
Yeah. Just gonna open Pandora's box. Everybody that has this situation ends up losing their mind.
And it's all right around the School Street area.
Well, the whole town's got, there's so many floodplains, there's a lot of floodplains in this town. The problem is that when FEMA mapped it, they didn't do a full analysis.
The whole house.
Yeah, the whole house, so that's gonna,
Is that,
so any new mechanical's gotta be above the base flood elevation, and everything changes now. So, there's a lot of floodplains in town, but what I found is there's a lot of loamers that go out, because the elevations are higher than what FEMA had calculated.
As a floodplain.
As a floodplain, because they're not gonna spend millions and millions of dollars to do an analysis. This far inland, they typically do it on the shores.
Yeah.
Shore ends, and they're constantly updating those, but they don't update these inland ones.
And what level of water you know, they think 50-year storm, 100-year
Well,
storm.
it's not a storm.
No, but it creates the flood.
Oh, I don't, it's probably 100 years.
That's the 100 year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the closest water that would flood them?
It's like, this building is a floodplain.
Wampus Brook.
This
right?
entire building is because you got the little river right here.
Right.
So it goes all the way out into the baseball field, almost halfway into the baseball field, like the whole highway garage, all that stuff. It's like when they built that addition years ago, that addition wasn't done right. On this build, no, this actually, I'm pointing over there, I'm pointing this area here. This whole thing was done wrong. It's not flood compliant or anything.
If you build it on stilts? is
Yeah,
it
you'd have to
code?
build it a specific way. There's a specific way in the code.
Could you build it lower into breakaway walls?
Commercial can be built below the base flood elevation as long as it's flood proof properly, like all the equipment is
All the,
flood.
all the.
So all your outlets and all your stuff would have to be either be above or would have to be watertight.
Even outlets.
Everything, electric, doesn't matter what it is, any mechanical device has to be either above or flood proofed in some fashion.
So this site also is adjacent to wetlands, so we would need that depicted on the site.
Yeah.
It's in the buffer.
And probably DEC permit as well, so it's DEC wetland. So now we have to decide what we want to do. So do we send this to the building and conservation? Do we want more information?
Well, I suggested, I would go back to the homeowner, let them know what they're looking at.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, they
you
might
know,
want to
because
modify the plan.
Then they just, otherwise, you know, they go around the, you know, the loop and
Yeah.
you know, they really need to know this information.
Yeah.
That would be,
So we'll communicate.
and
that.
then we'll see where that goes to
Yeah.
planning or
Yeah.
conservation.
It
or
might not go anywhere. It might say.
I hate to give them a false sense of security that we pass it on to
Right.
my department.
Agreed.
Right.
And then it becomes substantial improvement
Right,
and they've wasted time. They would have said, I would have revamped my whole entire project.
Yeah.
You know,
If that's, if Larry made a motion, I'll second it, because.
Yeah, I don't- I don't-
Go back to the conversation. It should- Yeah, exactly.
So we're not gonna take any action and we'll.
They even
Let
know
them
they're
know.
in the floodplain?
Who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows?
They didn't really map any of that out.
Yeah.
So I would say they probably don't
Yeah.
have that.
So we'll-
yeah, I would-
we'll-
I would probably
They're not
say to
gonna be
them,
happy.
you know, maybe they should have a consult with the building department. Prior to their next submittal to the RPRC to just go over the project, so at least I can bring them their attention to it, because we don't have enough information here.
But
The
in-
floodplain
yeah.
and to
but in
even
your
make an
communication,
evaluation.
you should give the headlines, right?
We'll give them everything,
Yeah.
the details.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, when they hear all that, they may turn around and say, you know what, I'm not gonna do this.
Well, you may just say,
May
this isn't
modify.
worth the addition, if I'm gonna do anything,
Yeah,
I gotta
especially
do
if
the
you
whole enchilada. So
yeah, you got DEC involved now, you got, you know, they may not wanna spend all that time. With other agencies.
Yep.
Which they were on the thing. but-
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right, let's go to the next one, 17 Orchard. I have a Gary's iPad in here, we'll see if that's. applicant. Gary, are you here for 17 Orchard?
Yes, sir.
Oh, great, okay. Lucky guess. So what you're proposing is, I'm gonna pull it up here for everybody. Is a simple shed.
Yes.
Let me share the screen. Okay, so Gary, thanks for being on here. It's always helpful if you are. So the shed doesn't meet the rear yard setback. Do you know
Right.
that?
Yes.
Okay, so you'll have, if you're gonna go ahead with it, you're gonna have to go to the zoning board of appeals for that rear yard setback.
Right.
The shed itself looks fine, you know, standard shed. I guess my only question is, you know, it's very odd the way you have your rear yard set up, like it almost looks like a mini construction yard back there.
Yeah,
What's-
my grandfather years ago used to he used to do like lawnmower repair and stuff like that. And it was always a place where we could split firewood and kind of, just like keep our firewood so that it wasn't like all over the place. And little by little, we've been moving it away from the side of the house and more into the back over there anyways.
Okay, so no sort of commercial activity going on there.
No, we're just, like I said, I split wood back there and burn firewood throughout the year.
Okay. So anyone have any comments or concern?
I mean, these sheds come in all different roof lines,
Mhm.
and the gambrel roof doesn't kind of go with everything around it.
Well, it's going to be behind this
Right
fence.
behind,
Yeah. You
oh,
know,
in
yeah.
here?
yeah,
Yeah.
in there.
You don't even see it.
You're not gonna see it.
Fine with me.
Yeah.
It's also next
How big is
to
the
the
shed?
Casamigos,
How many feet wise? Was it
10 by 16.
Yeah.
10 by 60.
but how high is the fence and how high is the shed?
the fence? I would say is 6 feet.
Sheds, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna see the.
See the roof line.
And I read your notes on it.
Yeah.
So this GTA Tree and Trail Care Inc. It seems like this would be more residential, is the shed. I don't think that they're gonna operate business. Was that a concern?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would think that that's more for residential use, for their own personal use, but that's just.
Yeah, I
my
mean, my
opinion.
garage is very unuseful. It's the type of garage that was designed years ago under the house is very low in height, and we can't even really get a car in there. But having the kids and bikes and snow blowers and generator and stuff like that, like the garage gets filled up, and it's just fishing
Yeah.
stuff.
Gary, it's not unusual for, home property owners to need a shed to put all this stuff in, so we get it.
Right.
The only concern, I guess, is from the architectural review board member on the roof shape. How concerned are you? Sue?
Not much.
Okay, then I'll make a motion to
What color is the shed?
the white, right?
So I was thinking that we may do white, or we may possibly do to match our house, or we may possibly go with more of a clay color, maybe to match the accessory apartment / garage behind me. Not sure yet. I gotta let the wife pick.
But Gary, you're gonna keep the fence that's existing
Yeah,
in that area?
Yeah, we're gonna keep the fence. We're gonna keep kind of the way it is.
It's really gonna be practically hidden behind there.
It kind of is, yeah. I mean, if I moved it out into the middle where I'd be like splitting firewood, we wouldn't even have to, I would have probably just filed the building, permit. But being that I want to do, I kind of want to leave the room to, put the firewood back there. That's why we're going so close to, back to, and it kind of conforms with the other neighbors. They all have something kind of on the property line.
Yeah. Is it? You guys okay with this, sending this to the zoning board so he could get his rear yard variance?
Sure.
All right, so I'll make that motion to send to the ZBA. Rob, second, all in favor? Aye. Yeah. All right, so Gary, we'll put the determination letter today on the website, and then you can take
Okay.
that to Board of Appeals for the rear yard variance.
Okay, Mr. Kleppin, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Sure. All right, take care.
Good day. Bye-bye.
Okay. All right, next is 6 Fox Ridge Road. Okay, so this is really extraordinarily simple. This addition was on a previous RPRC agenda and it was sent to the building department. What we have here are some slight modifications to the rear and the front of the addition. Basically architectural changes, it looks like a tiny little bump out just to improve the flow. Show you what these elevations look like. So this is changing slightly in this location. And then here's this little bump out. And it all looks fine. Yeah. Okay, so let's send this to building.
Make a motion, I'll second.
Okay. All in favor? Okay. Next. Is. $22. Green Road. They're not in the rear, so we'll put this one up. Oops. Okay. So. All right, so I have some small details. This is all lawn here, so they're doing a little bit of regrading. Rob, I had a comment for you, because I didn't know how to handle this zoning wise. So the code requires the setback, pools and anything associated with the pool to meet the setback. Don't know what we do about this wall. So do you consider the wall part of the pool? Do you consider the wall part of the yard? Certainly, you know, the equipment, the pool, and, you know, the patio has to meet the setback, but I wasn't sure about the wall.
If they built a retaining wall to hold back the
Well,
pool,
that's what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
But is that part of the
No.
pool or not?
Nah.
Okay, I didn't think
Yeah.
so, but thought we'd
yeah,
go over it. Talk about that. Oh, here's another one, Rob, where we have a piece of a fence over the property line. See that here? Just over property line. So we'll have them. I mean, it's inches, unfortunately, but I saw the homeowner out
The
there.
fence existing,
Yeah, he put it in. I don't know if he can use that for the pool fence. It's like a,
only has to be 4 foot high.
yeah, but it's like a
Just
deer
taking it
fence.
between.
Yeah, I don't know if the boxes.
All the boxes meet code. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll have to provide that information.
I think they do. If they're
It's
strong,
2 by 2.
yeah, the little ones.
Yeah, it's like chain link meets on diagonal. And
Yeah,
then
these
there's
were
a
square.
certain dimension on the rectangular one.
So he'll have to show whether.
Yeah, he'll have to provide
Putting
fence
something around the
details.
pool, I don't know.
You know,
but-
make a note that the fence has to be on his property.
Yep, I did.
Yeah.
But the pool location seems fine. When we were out there, it looked like he needs to do a little bit more lower screening, on the. I don't know which way is north, but on the left side of this drawing, right, in this area,
Yeah.
so.
How high is that wall?
It's at 4 feet, I believe.
So is he bringing fill in?
Uh,
He's not digging out for a pool?
I don't know what the cut and balance is.
Yeah, we should need to know what the cut and fill is.
Yeah.
How many yards of fill he's bringing in.
Yep.
Quantify the amount of fill.
Yeah, did you have that in your engineering comments?
Yeah, it is.
All right, so we'll say that.
And look for. Any application, fill, because we require a fill permit,
Right,
anything over 50 yards.
50.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a fill permit, and then 250 yards of bank, anything over 250 on bank run. Road bedding or anything like that requires a. permit.
Okay,
But I think the location makes sense, what's happening in the back looks okay. Any concerns from anyone?
I'm good.
Okay, so then. Yep. So,
Let's check.
so that was Rob. Let's see. All in favor?
Aye.
Next. Yeah, so they're here, look, them in, they can talk to us about this.
35 lines.
Yeah. Good morning. I'll let them get, go.
There are the trees.
Where, I'll hold up.
Dangerous.
So it says very menacing. Around Halloween.
So let's share the screen. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yep, we hear you fine.
Awesome.
Okay, so I'm pulling up your plan. You should be able to see.
Yes.
Why don't you take the committee through, what's happening out here
Yeah.
and what your concerns are.
Yes.
We'll preface it saying it's a lot of trees you're proposing to remove.
Yes. Well, may I start?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Awesome. You were on site, right? I met with you.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay. So you will help me corroborate that the list that I provided. What page is it on your? Okay, the list of trees, it says diameter. Those are not diameters. They should be circumferences because I'm just that stupid, and so it's half. They're smaller than that.
Got it.
Okay, thank you. I saw that this morning. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? Okay, so as you can see, most of the trees are, we have a lot of frontage in the house. And so when my three kids, my three dogs are not inside the house, they're always just in the back surrounding the pool, which is where all the trees are. Maybe I can also, I don't know if you took pictures that day, but I took some pictures. Maybe I can share my screen so that they can get like an idea
Sure.
of.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, now if I can figure this out, share screen. Okay.
Yeah.
Most things go. What's it, radius times 3?
Yeah.
It's been a while since I put.
Yeah, right. Times, I think. It's a figure.
Pi r squared.
Yeah, pi r
No, that's
squared.
No, there's area.
you want the radius, you want the circumference, which I think is the radius.
5 times 9.
Oh, you see, you guys are confused. I was like, what did I do? This is my husband's like 45. What do you not know how to measure? This doesn't make any sense. I was like, oh my God. Okay. So can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I have saved them in a folder, but that was the wrong computer. But now, so this happened September 19th. This fell on my 9-year-old baby. This is a tree branch. Okay. This is blurry. Anyway, we have a jumping thing here on the side of the house. This image is not that great.
Yeah, but we can see it. Yeah. That's
Okay, but
helpful.
you can see you see the on the floor. You see branches on the floor. Like to the left of the picture a little bit. Let me skip it too. So this is a view, so you can see like how tall they are. This is from the top of the house, the second floor of the house. This is the right rear of the house, and to the left of this image, you see some cement. That's the beginning of the pool. There's
you
a
can see
fence
the-
here. Sorry, go ahead.
You can see the dead tree right there.
Yeah, Thank you, yes. Okay, I'm gonna move on. You see this long, big, longest tree on this picture? This, if you look at it, you see there's all a hole in it along the tree. Like I don't know, a split you call it maybe? I have better pictures also. And also to the left, you can see this one is completely, the one that's like dry without the leaves in it and stuff. Right, I'm gonna keep going to not waste your time. This is the split I was referring to. And the little tree also to the right of it, which I also put a rope. If you notice, these don't have the orange things, but when you came, it did have the orange things because I wanted to add it because they're part of this list. Although you see how thin they are, and I had said that they were bigger, but they're actually thinner. If you can see, for example, here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And only one is bigger. And then there's one in the back that's really thin. That's like maybe 6 inches. And see the one to the very right, that's maybe like 12. And I said it was like 24 and 30, but anyway.
We want to
Long
get those
story
numbers.
short,
You
yeah,
basically-
they're half of whatever's there is not diameter, circumference, and that's that.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
the
So,
5 by
you know,
3,
anything
most of
less
these are
than
going away.
8 is not regulated. So anything less than 8 inches DBH,
Okay,
you could do whatever you want.
less than 8. Less than 8 inches in what?
Diameter.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so let me keep going. Okay, so this is the neighbor, so this fence, this is facing the neighbor's house. But those trees the fence is in our land. The fence should be behind the trees, on the opposite side. Just,
Yeah,
this
their
is one of
fence
the,
is on,
huh?
their fence is on your property.
Yeah. So I just like, I'm telling you that I'm facing the neighbors. So why are you showing me the neighbor's trees? I just wanted to tell you that these are also part of the trees. As you see the big crack, I don't know if you call it crack or split or dent in the middle tree.
That's it.
This thing here.
Yeah.
The thing. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. The fallen branches, I just wanted to illustrate it because I know I sound like a repeat cassette. Oh, I saw one that's broken that's going to, oh, you see how do you say this thing here? Oh, this is on top of, that's another thing. I don't know how to word it, but this is all rock underneath these trees. And I have even better pictures. It's like, this is rock, this is broken here, tilting. They all have holes in the bottom like this, and they're on top of rock. So I don't know their foundation, what we can assume is happening, not to mention that they have never been pruned, none of these old trees, and all their branches are falling. So if it isn't that, of course, God forbid, they never fall on anything or anyone. But if it's not that, then their branches are definitely falling. You can see how their formation in the bottom, you can see actual rock, like, I don't even know. Anyway, rock. That's that for that email. And then I just have like 5.
I mean, the reality is if you do the math here, you're gonna have like 4 trees, maybe 5. So to go through all of these when most of them.
Yeah, so what do you suggest? Do you want to have them come back with the right data?
I just make a motion to cut the trees. I mean,
Look at one that fell. Look at one tree that fell. That would kill my kids.
I mean, if the trees that are larger than, so when I do the math here in my head, there's like 4 trees that if these diameters are, these numbers are right and you do the math, it's like 4 trees that would be over 8 inches. And so it eliminates most of these. And then with the 4 trees, if they're damaged, we would let them take them down. Right?
Probably if they're dead and dying.
My feeling of trees is an arborist needs to go and
Mhm.
check the trees. Sometimes tree needs to be pruned. I mean, you really, if you've got perimeter trees on your property.
I don't disagree. My only point is that most of these trees don't even qualify for
Right, so there's a difference.
Approval by-
No,
Taking-
under
the ones that are in excess of 8 inches. I agree.
exactly,
Right.
that we're not
Yeah.
concerned with.
Right.
But
we're
my concern would
typically
be-
much more concerned if there are 19 town regulated trees proposed to be removed on a smallish piece of property. Here, I think we do not have 19 town regulated trees because it was counted, the sizes were calculated wrong. You know, I think we should probably get the updated
the
numbers and then see if we're really only talking about a couple of trees that the ones we've looked at that are damaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I think that's a different story.
Well, but are they the four?
Well,
I don't know.
Four that, look, I'm more than willing to make a motion that if it's only, if the damaged trees are the four that qualify for the permit, I make a motion just to remove it.
Well,
And they
that's
shouldn't have
the
to
issue.
come
We don't
back
know if
here,
it's for or not,
yeah.
right?
The numbers.
But
Also,
we have a
I didn't,
motion, so
may I? Oh, I didn't mention to you guys, I don't
Yeah.
intend on just removing trees and leaving that bare. You know, the tree removal is because their branches, like I said before, I need to emphasize it because it is my children, right? That branches are falling, that my son already got hit. I got pictures of his arm being injured with the branch that I showed you on September 9th and October 14th. And we actually were playing and we have it in recording. So if you know, anyway, so I don't want to, like, if I know something is of danger, I want to face it and I want to remove it. I don't want to keep, like, why would I send my kid without, how do you say, a swimming thing if I know, you know, those puff things that you
life
wear?
vest.
If I know he can't swim, right? Like, as a mom, you try to prevent things. Or when they're going to fall, when they go ride their bikes, you put knee pads if you think they're going to fall, right? So this is a dangerous situation for my three kids, my three dogs. It already showed that it was, and I'm not trying to leave it bare. I want to put green giants to surround the perimeter of the house, not to mention a fence, because obviously I have dogs and I don't want the dogs to run away. It's just obviously I wanted to do it with your permission, but I figured that, you know, you see this one, this is on the floor. What do we do with what? I mean, I'm
Yeah,
doing everybody a
that-
favor by
It's
cleaning.
not unusual for a tree to fall. I mean, that's been there a long time,
It's part of nature.
You
right?
see
Trees fall.
this?
Have you spoken to arborist by chance on any of this?
No, the landscaping guy helped me do. Look at these are cracked, they're all split, they're all dead, they're all.
All right, well,
They're all on rocks.
we've got this motion. So does anyone want to
Can you
second?
repeat the motion?
Well, is she
Send it to
plant,
the building.
I- is she so you plan on planting trees? Cause I mean. that
Yeah.
was
Well,
the
they're-
big-
They're
They're different.
they're not giant.
They're not
evergreen.
They're not gonna be.
Yeah, we're going to surround our property with green giants, and if not, in addition, well, green giants for sure. But what was it that I'm like smart about trees, giants for sure,
but you-
possibly some flowering fruit trees as well.
Kelly, no, some, looking at your planting plan, right? You
Yeah,
don't have anyone really in your rear, right? It's all woods in your rear.
oh, in the rear is how do you say, natural preserve, it's all
Right,
tree,
correct.
that will
So-
never,
so
that will
my
never be
question-
taken down.
Right, but why are you screening that with green giants? Like, why not just have the woods there? It looks nice.
Oh, the green giants look better.
Okay, look, that's,
Yeah.
you can,
It will look prettier, so it could be cohesive with the sides also, because I want to do it in the sides, so I just don't want to stop on the sides. Don't say that out loud. I don't want my husband said the same thing, but I do. I want them all over.
yeah, I mean, it's not unusual to have, you know, green giants where you want to screen something out, like on your side. You want to screen out the road that's there and your neighbor. You know, it's up to you if you want additional, you know, aesthetics
The view
there.
would be nicer. The view would be nicer. The more trees, green, live, straight, you know, not
Alright,
dangerous trees.
And
Just send it to the planning, I mean, to the building, right?
so that's the motion. We still haven't, no one has seconded that yet.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? No,
Okay,
no, we need, that's only two.
I think that I like the idea of getting real measurements and coming back.
But we got to vote on this motion.
Okay, yeah,
Okay, so no,
No.
no,
no,
no, yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, okay. So that failed. So now we have to come up with another motion. Kelly, I think you should come back with the with the circumference translated to diameter. Then we'll see how many trees you really need a permit for. And it's possible if you're under 8, then you don't even need a permit. If some of them are in the landscape buffer zone, you might, I don't know. We have to really see what is where, and we'll be able to figure that out. So
Can I
why
say
don't you do, what,
One
why
last-
don't you do, hold on, why don't you do that? Go ahead.
So what I have listed as diameter, instead of diameter, circumference, therefore it's half. For example, the 36 is an 18, the 12 is a 6, 24 is a 12. So it's all the
No,
same. It's just,
No, you divide by 3.14.
okay, no,
That'll
no.
give you your time.
So, yeah, so do that. Bring it back to us at the next meeting and we'll look at it, okay?
Your next meeting,
Yeah. We meet every 2 weeks.
okay,
I just say something to you.
please.
We are very concerned about the safety of your children,
I am more.
dogs, and your family. And I've been in this town for 50 years. I'm surrounded by trees. I have an arborist come in every year and we prune and we take care of the trees so nobody gets hurt. So it might be something for you to consider moving forward, getting not just your landscaper, but an arborist in.
You think these trees
But
qualify?
that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. I'm just suggesting this view.
And Kelly, do you want to have us look at your fence that you want to put in now? We could do it at the same time.
The application, you mean?
Yeah, we can do the trees and the fence, so you don't have to come back for the fence.
Yeah, and how do I have you?
So
Look
when
at
you
that?
submit the updated information on the trees, show us, draw on the plan where you want to put the fence and give us a detail or describe the fence you want to put in.
I did in this application.
Did?
Yeah, I said installing black insulated 6 feet tall chain link fence in the back of the house and 5 feet tall black iron fence in the front of the house after removing the trees. Yeah, and replacing them with green giants. I plan on installing the fence. So I added it to this application.
Oh, I see. The site, yes, I wrote here. The site plan should be revised to depict the location of the new fences. You're right, you're right.
And
So you've
yeah,
got to show us where they're going.
I did
Where-
on the, how do you say this, on this survey? I did the zigzag on the entire,
Oh, okay.
on
I'm
every,
sorry. I didn't realize that's what you were showing. Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not good at art.
Just around the perimeter of the cemetery.
Yeah, and it's basically you just, the only difference at the
You want
back,
to fence in, you're gonna fence in the whole front yard?
you know,
Like
there's
the
a lot
whole-
of deers here. Yes, I want to fence the whole front yard.
Oh,
I have
okay.
3 dogs. They're going to relieve me.
Right, but people usually stop it at the front of the house. Do you know what I'm saying? So it usually doesn't extend to the street. Especially
Not
with
the
the chain
street.
fence. Your neighbors are not gonna be happy with that.
No, she said an iron fence in the.
Oh, it's an iron fence?
Oh, yeah, no, wait, hold on. The thing is for the, so for the, right, like she said, yes. The rear is the taller one, which is 6 feet, is to avoid the deers or whatever coming in the land. And then the front is iron fence, 5 feet.
Okay.
Where does it start?
It's right up against the road.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna get that up.
What are they doing for a gate on the driveway?
I
Looks
need a
like they have
detail.
I think that's
Very
kind
good
of,
drawing.
yeah.
Right, but
Is it
we need a
recessed?
detail of the gate and then, so that fence, that gate has to be moved in 20 feet off the road, right? You can't have a gate on the road.
Right,
Okay, so that means, so your fence is gonna have to then come in up 20 feet on your driveway, over, and down 20 feet, and then continue along the front property line.
Yeah, right, that's why I did the thing, my simulated dent.
Yep. So you got to show that coming in.
So do you have a pool fence around the pool?
Yes,
So are you taking down that fence, since now that you're fencing in the whole yard?
if we would prefer to, yes.
Okay, because
Same
under
for the
New York
kids.
State Building Code,
You
you
need 4
can't
feet.
the gate as part of your pool fence.
So we must leave the 4-foot fence surrounding the pool.
Yeah, you'd have to do something, yeah.
Yeah.
Around the,
Which
Yeah,
is
it
there.
currently has one.
There,
It's there.
yeah.
Yeah, it's there.
So take that one down.
yeah, you can't take it down unless, yeah, because
Where's-
that gate won't qualify, doesn't qualify as part of the pool
Substitute.
fence under the code.
Okay.
Where is the front fence? Where does the
No.
iron fence
So
start?
a gate never can qualify because it can open and it can be left
Yeah,
open.
so you're
Yeah.
gonna have to show us where the iron gate starts and stops versus the chain link.
Oh, so where the front of the house qualifies as it being the front would be the side of the house.
Well,
So,
just. Yeah, so Raven Road, is that where you're gonna do it?
I don't know.
Or
my
no?
Raven Road.
Raven
yeah.
is dead end.
Yeah, so the fence would start where the neighbors can see. That makes sense. So Raven Road is here, and this is where the driveway is to drive in, so
All
the
right,
the
so- But
iron,
you've got to say, you know what you want to do, so when, mark it up, mark it. Well, let's see what we're gonna do here. We haven't given you a direction. So there was a motion to send you to the building department, that failed. I'm gonna make a motion to come back, get the tree data revised, come back, show us where the iron fence is going to go, where the chain link fence is gonna go, show the driveway gate 20 feet back off the road so that you can get in and out of the property without being on the road. And, you should probably add a note on the plan just showing that that pool fence is going to remain around the pool. Any takers on that motion?
And then what about their
Yeah.
pillars?
What?
Are there pillars being installed?
I don't know. What do you want to?
Yeah, my
What are you
husband
gonna do
mentioned
with the
that.
iron?
We-
That you do want them?
yeah, you have to. You have to.
Well, that's
want to-
fine, but you've got to show us where those are going. You've got to
Okay.
show us where.
Where are
the
they
pillars are
allowed to
gonna-
go? I do
They
what
can
you
go
tell
any-
me I can do. You're the boss.
No, you can put them
so-
anywhere. You can put them anywhere on, that you want, as long as they're on the property. But
Uh-huh.
if the pillars, the height of the pillars can't exceed 8 feet. And if you're gonna put any like decorative lights on top,
Mhm.
that is still 8 feet. So 8 feet from the ground to the top of that pillar or light. That's the requirement.
That's the rule. Okay.
And that's,
okay.
that should be fine. I think you'll be able to comply with that.
They also need a
Yeah.
Knox keys.
Okay, so basically we'll have to come back in 2 weeks with a different drawing illustrating the driveway gate 20 feet off the road. Notes on the plans to keep the fence around the pool. The height of the pillars 8 feet max. You want me to, in the drawing,
And
indicate?
what the
where-
pillar's gonna, what is it gonna look like, some detail? Are they made out of stone, or what do you? Like,
Talking about the fence now. Like about the trees. That's what I have to come back.
itself as
in 2
well.
weeks
with-
to do it together.
yeah, well, she did that in the narrative, which is okay, but. We need to know where it starts and stops.
The
All right,
chain
so
link
we're gonna,
fence.
But we're probably a year out with all this stuff over here. That's the problem.
Hi, so my husband just joined the room. That's why I'm like summarizing, so he hears what I need to do for next meeting. And so then lastly, you had mentioned that you want me to draw where the chain link and where the black iron fence will start and end.
Yes,
Even
Yeah.
though, even, obviously, how you doing, everybody?
He's
So
gonna-
even though, that might be some time out till I do that in the front, obviously for money reasons,
that's okay. Yeah, you don't have to do it at the same time. But you
Just
might
the
as well
i-
get the
Just
approval.
the thought process or the idea process. Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you know what you want to do, even if you don't want to do it right now, you can get the okay, the go ahead right now, and then when you're ready, you just pull the bill, rather than coming back here. It just
Okay.
will save you some time and money.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So I think we got what we need for meeting you again in 2 weeks. And
Yeah,
then,
so what I'll do is I'll put all of this together and write up a little report that will be on the website, the RPRC website later today. So
Mhm.
you can check back with that.
okay,
That's
all
a
right. Okay, sounds
Okay.
good. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, so I'll
Sure.
see you guys in 2 weeks. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good.
Trees are dangerous, but we're moving pool fence. So,
Okay, so we got that. We gave them their marching orders. They'll come back to us with that data. So we'll move on to 45 Round Hill Road. Alan,
Round Hill, Roundhouse.
house.
I don't know where Roundhouse is.
Roundhouse is in Banksville,
Oh,
right by the animal hospital,
oh,
in the
okay,
roundhouse.
okay, and the Roundhouse, yes, hence the name. Good.
Alan, are you with us?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, so you're here for an addition and patio. Do you have plans that you want to take us through? Or do you want me to share them?
You can, but otherwise I have to go on my other computer. So I'm like,
Oh, then I'll do it. While
Whatever you
I'm doing
like.
that. No, it's fine. While you're doing that, you want to just just give the board a little overview of what you're proposing.
sure. So there is a proposed addition for a sunroom and a gym. That's on the west side of the house. And we're also, I had been involved originally with the Furies to, I'll use the term legalize, if you will, the patio that's in the backyard, that small patio that's kind of like hatched.
Yeah,
And so I was hoping we could do both of these together. That
Makes
is the
sense.
patio, where it's, it says beside the existing deck, which was there, but there's that patio. So both are actually what's being proposed. Or the
And
patio's
now-
there.
yeah, I saw it. I get it. But there's no issue with the health department with that?
No, you can put, there really isn't. Based on the
Okay.
information we have, you can actually put patios over a septic system. That's not an issue with them. It really isn't.
All right.
And that was how it was constructed. So that being said, that's the information I have on the septic system from the as-built plans. But you can actually put those, so sorry. You can actually put that on top of the, like I've seen that before where they've had parts of the system underneath, a patio. And so that's the addition that's there, that's being proposed.
See, that's-
Mary Scott, the architect, and basically it's a lower level gym and an upper level sunroom. That's correct.
what
That's it right here. So it's a pretty small addition. And so and it's outside the wetland buffer entirely. So we're proposing for both, that's the patio space and the addition, is to do a stormwater management plan with a couple of chambers outside of the wetland buffer. It's in call it the northwestern portion of the property that was also shown on the plan.
Any concern on architectural wise?
Mike said you can't have patio over fields.
Yeah, we need health department.
Yes, most of it is evaporation for septic system.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I wrote that, show us the health department's okay with it.
We need something from.
Yes.
Okay, we can confirm that if need be.
All right, so your plan shows everything outside the buffer. You don't think that's?
We think it falls within.
Yeah.
I can double check that, but in review with John yesterday, it appears that it is.
There,
Because
we
it's
actually
not-
had you can see the wetland flags, which are on that plan. And the 100-foot buffer is that dashed line right there, correct? So the addition and the patio space, actually everything lies outside of it. I mean, yeah, we're putting a construction fence around it because in order to get around it, but what's there right now is lawn. It'll be restored as lawn.
So how do you want to handle that, John Krupa? I mean, the applicant's saying it doesn't need the permit. They showed the wetland and the buffer. It might, according to the.
If Kevin and the guys at Keller are saying that it's questionable, I think we need to do something more, just
Yeah, so what
We can offset a line, but it should be verified.
do you guys want to go, or should it be so Keller?
no, but would you consider the disturbances to be minor if it is, it seems like it would be,
Yeah, for just a little single story and basement.
yeah,
I mean, you're gonna be disturbing a little more than just that little square.
right, to get
To
to build.
do the work, yeah.
So I think that's the issue. If it does need a wetlands permit, how do we handle the permit? Is that administrative, conservation board, planning board? I don't think it rises to that level.
And we're not even sure that there is any buffer disturbances.
It may not be,
I know, it's
but it may.
another issue. And it may be. Well, I think it's small enough for administrative, but I would
Yeah.
really prefer to hear it's not in the buffer at all. We can figure that out
Yeah.
first,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Well, I guess then the question is, are we saying,
I'm back.
no, I mean, it seems like a reasonable location.
Mhm.
It can't get much further out of the buffer unless you're
Mhm.
pulling it a couple feet closer to the front of the house, but that's not, I mean, that's de minimis.
Yeah.
I don't think that would fit we also kept the grading outside of it. So we're just looking at potentially that someone might access around the perimeter of the house. And basically it's a lawn area, it's gonna be restored as lawn area. I mean, it's not really modifying anything.
I agree with you, Alan. I'm not really that concerned about it.
And I'm not either, but it just would be nice to know that it's not.
But we'll know.
Yeah.
We'll know. So why don't we do this? I will make a motion to send this to the building department. If a wetlands permit is needed, it will be reviewed by the town engineer as an administrative level.
I'll second that, yes.
All right, so send.
Okay.
Yes.
We're gonna address the patio separately.
Well, that is already in both of our comment memos that they've got to show us the health department is okay with that.
Mhm.
So I'll make a motion to send this to the building department with those caveats. Good. Larry seconded, all, in favor? Aye, and no Rob. Okay. All right, so there we go, Alan.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Sure. Next. Is 19.
Can I ask a quick question on the last one?
The
So
one we
if
just did?
you're the one we just did, so with, and this is just regarding that they built something on top of leach fields, which is not supposed to be there. What would happen if they're trying to get it grandfathered in now? It won't be allowed.
You're saying the health department doesn't permit it?
Yeah,
Well, then they'll have to remove it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Or what you could do is just basically extend the some of the leaching fields For that distance, I mean, I suppose you could remove it if you had to. But, you could also relocate a portion of it or just extend it in order to, if you're concerned about the effectiveness of it, you can add in several feet of leaching field in order to extend it. So that the amount that's underneath, that would be open to the, like in-lawn area would meet what's required, the term I'll use.
Yeah, just keep in mind, you can't extend it then into the buffer without coming to us.
No, of course not.
100%.
We're not talking about a large extension. There's probably like 15 feet or so that looks like it's under
Okay.
the patio. It's small. It's a very
Okay.
tiny amount.
Yep. Okay. Take care, Alan.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, next, we're going to 19 Avenue. All right, so this appeared in front of us a few months ago to address some comments, which they did. Let's see. All right, applicant was directed to address previously identified comments and return. Plans have been revised to eliminate the proposed pool house, which you had a bunch of comments on. There's a disconnect between where the pool equipment is on this site plan and the landscape plan, but they'll coordinate that. And then there was a question about this deer fence and whether or not it's on an adjacent parcel, which I guess slightly is here. See that? Goes over the line, just we'll have to deal with that. That's really it from my end. I mean, it looks okay.
On pool fences over the line.
Mhm.
A lot of fences
Yeah,
over the line.
You know, but we'll have them, we'll put it in the comments, they'll get it fixed. But I think the pool location is fine, and they gave us the landscaping plan, which looks good, which is one of the things I want to address. Lot of stormwater. Right. So there was a view into this neighbor even, so this is a nice screening there.
That's all new.
No, some of it
Some is
is,
existing.
yeah, exactly, some of it's existing.
Is that why the fence has to be, where they're proposing the fence where it is because of the existing trees?
No, the fence was just over the line from history. Yeah.
Oh, they're all through an existing fence.
It's an existing fence,
ah.
yes. So I think that it looks good and they addressed my concerns. Anything from an engineering?
I talked to John about this. I think they supplied calcs on a previous submission, but what they submitted recently, it's not there.
Okay.
It's just a housekeeping. thing.
Yeah, and it looks like you have almost all of them as common addresses.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. All right, so then I'll make a motion to send this to Bill.
I'll second.
Got it, all in favor? Aye. Leisure. Let's see if they're here. Oh, you're not here, okay, so let's put this one up. This is for pool 2.
This is leisure fun.
Yes. Okay, I think this is a rather straightforward location. We have an existing house, existing lawn behind the house, and then a significant undeveloped portion of the site. They're gonna stay out of that area and put the proposed pool right behind the house. You know, a little bit of regrading around the pool. It's simple.
And can you explain to me just, Miles, was a private drainage easement?
I'm guessing that I don't, it's taking water. Why it's called private, I don't know, but it looks like it's taking water from the road and putting it in the well back there.
Okay.
Maybe before it was a town road, I don't know.
But it would have been something that the town would have done.
It's certainly something from the subdivision,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not newly added.
Right, okay, yeah.
Yep. In fact, if you see the plat map that I put in my report, you can see that.
Yeah, I see, yeah.
Yeah.
I see where it is and I haven't seen it before.
Yeah. So, you know, this subdivision was created with a clearing and grading limit line. They need to show that clearing and grading limit line and I think within it. Eyeballing it from the subdivision plat, it looks like they're in compliance, but they should put it on there. And then minor comments show the equipment. Submit the pool fence and do that. And then I requested some screening at the rear of the property. This is relatively open to the neighbor, so it might make sense to get some screening at that property. Any engineering issues we?
Stormwater calcs, we'll do soil testing. The pool equipment, like you said, show that,
Pool fence,
yeah, nothing crazy.
okay, so then. Everyone relatively okay with this one? I'll make a motion to send to building. Second. All in favor? Made it to the last one.
All right.
Well. Let's get. Motion to send to building. All in favor? There with us?
Hello,
How are you, Dave?
good. Let me just get out of
Two. Yeah.
the okay, hi, everybody.
Hi, I'm just gonna share the plans, so we're all looking at the same thing.
Yeah.
here. Okay, so you want to say anything to the committee, or you want me to jump in?
Happy, I think it's a pretty typical situation. We have a house that is in very poor condition on existing. Yep,
How are you, Dave?
good. How are you?
Let me just get out of,
No, you're on YouTube there. I hear,
You hear yourself.
close that YouTube, Dave.
Okay, hi, everybody. One second.
I'm just gonna share the
They
plan.
call it radio
Oh,
station.
my God.
Okay, so you want to say anything to the committee, or you want me to jump in?
Happy, I think it's a pretty typical Oh, my situation. God. We have a house that's very poor condition on existing.
Yep.
One second. Good, how are you?
So you're on YouTube there. I hear,
You hear yourself.
All right, you did it.
All right. Wow, what
Okay.
a complicated. Am I in the right place?
Yes.
All right.
Good.
Amen. Would you
All
like me to
right, so,
explain briefly?
well, we got it. Old, very
Okay.
old house,
Yeah.
existing, I mean, terrible condition.
Yeah.
No, but I think my biggest concern, Dave, is the amount of regrading and trees you've got to remove. Is there any way to balance it a little better?
Good question. So let's talk about,
Certainly, you know,
let's talk
certainly I get, right, you know, right now, this lot and this house is entombed by trees. So
Right.
trees have to be removed from the
Right.
site.
They're
They're,
in the house.
they are, I mean, it's crazy.
They're probably killing each other, the trees.
Yes,
Yeah.
so let,
Yeah.
Dave, I'm going into this saying, yes, trees definitely have to be removed. But the way you're putting this house on the property and the need for the new septic, there's not much that's gonna be left. And I wonder if there's any happy medium. I don't know, your thoughts on that?
Here's my thought. The way we have the new house set, we're really not grading behind the house at all. And what we've done is we picked the house up so that the basement of the house will be pretty close to existing grade in the back of the house. So you don't touch anything in the back and you're only picking up the front. So whatever
that's
we
not-
dig,
Your grading plan shows, I mean, not at all. Look, you're
No.
regrading all the way back to here.
no, very little. You've got
Well-
existing,
Change is not significant, is what you're saying.
no, not in the back, very little. If you look at the elevations. they're-
Yeah,
they're pretty
I
much-
guess that's my point, Dave. Why not leave it undisturbed and keep some of those trees, right? You're putting a couple feet of fill over all these roots and you're not getting an appreciable benefit there other than, killing these trees.
Well, if you look at the, why don't you pick up the tree removal plan
Okay,
that Dean did?
do you know where it is in the scheme? of things?
It's right with the tree planting plan. On the same page.
Here's the tree removal plan.
There it is. Right. So he's got a table there for every tree.
There. No, he's got the map.
I just.
That-
no,
That's
I'm pretty
okay.
sure it's- I'm pretty sure it's there.
Graphically see it.
Oh, maybe it's the plan above it, maybe, page above it. Is that what he's referring to?
There you
Oh, I
go,
see.
tree removal plan.
Oh, got it 2 pieces. All right, got it.
Okay, if you expand that so you can, big enough to read.
Which one is on? The tree removal? You want me to?
Yeah.
look? Okay.
Now you see the tree remove, see the notes underneath it right there?
41 trees to be removed. Footprint of the proposed development or 3 foot to a walkway, 20 to septic, 15 to driveway, 30 to structure. The following trees are located outside the above limits and are being removed. Diseased within grading, right, grading.
Well, you're talking about like 4 trees.
Yeah. Okay,
And
you're-
we're doing a minimal amount of grading in the back. And I think we're gonna be able to take when we,
all right, so I think that's a good response. So the trees attributed to the grading are 4. Okay.
yeah,
And you've got a significant, landscaping plan.
oh yeah, we're putting back 21 trees plus landscaping.
Yeah. Right. What are you doing with the driveway? Are you moving it?
Yes, we're moving it to the
Okay.
side and we're picking the house up so we don't have the driveway grade anymore.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
It's not great. Yeah.
And the way it
site-
works out, the way it works out, the back of the house is just about at existing grade.
Yeah,
So that we'll take the fill out when we cut out for the basement, we'll put it in the front. We'll take the existing foundation and whatever, put it under the driveway, and then we won't have to bring in all that much fill.
okay. You want to look at the elevations, so?
Yes.
Adam, I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
wasn't clear. Is this are they building on the existing footprint?
It's not, are you exactly on the existing?
Not
footprint?
exactly, but fairly
Close.
close.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
How large is this?
It's a big house, but. not
It's
huge.
5,000 feet.
What are your materials on the exterior?
Well, this has kind of been an ongoing discussion. The way it shows, everything is one of these white, farmhouse colonial materials that everybody's been doing. But it's hardy plank, but what we're thinking maybe, and I would like some input, is and don't think I'm crazy, to go dark, dark, dark gray and wood.
I love
Yeah,
that.
that's very nice.
That sounds wonderful.
It's a little dangerous.
Why?
Because I think you're either gonna love it or hate it. And with my luck, my buyer will hate it.
Is this a spec house?
Yes,
Everyone's buying white. Everything. is
Everyone is buying white with black windows, but
exactly.
it's much
But you're okay with
2022.
either.
white. 5,000.
But a dark, I mean, personally, this is Armonk. We are in the woods, or what's left of them. And dark houses look beautiful in the woods.
You don't think it'll look too dark and dreary?
Only on a cloudy day.
Okay.
No, dark houses are beautiful.
Do I have to decide right now?
No, I think we're,
You know what?
you're here
Personally,
okay with either.
from an architectural review board standpoint, I would approve either.
Okay, well, it shows white. No, it shows white with some dark gray.
Yeah.
And your roof will be dark gray or black?
Correct.
And the trim?
White. Well, I don't know, you do a dark gray house, I think you have to do dark gray trim. Otherwise, it's gonna look funny.
There are plenty of dark gray houses with white trim.
I don't know. I just don't know.
Do a couple of renderings for yourself.
Yeah, that's what has to be done.
Okay, but everyone's okay with the site plan and the house?
Yes.
Any engineering issues? we need to-
Going in?
Yeah,
Well, the pool
Says
is
future
future,
pool.
so what we always say is take it out if it's not being built.
Exactly.
It just gets confusing. So.
Remove it.
Yeah, but if the future owner wants to come in, come back, we'll deal with it.
Right.
later.
we should have a cut fill if he's gonna rework everything there. To see if
I
we
should
get
what?
50.
Cut bill to make sure you don't have 50 yards.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dave, is this part of that fill permit you called yesterday about?
Yes, in other words, we are finishing everything over on Hunter Drive. The only thing that's left is to get the final shape of the retention basin over there. And we know we have to take some material out, and I'm trying to avoid, I'm ready to go there. We had, and I would either have to haul it out of town and then pay to haul it back when I could just drop it over here where I know I'm going to need it anyway. We're not talking about a huge amount coming out of there, and I applied for a permit. I think it was 200 yards max. I'd be happy to limit the permit to whatever's coming out of the retention basin. If you give me
I don't know,
permission,
I just want to be able to move it forward. That's all.
yeah, I'm ready to
I
go.
know
If
you-
you give me permission, I'll do it, and then I'll cover it up with plastic. And then when we take the house down, as soon as I get my building permit or a permit to take the house down, I already have the asbestos done, it's clean. And the pest thing is done, so the only thing left is to take remove the electricity from the house.
So I know John had reviewed it and then he sent an email yesterday to me. That email was pending this, right?
He said, first go through the RPRC, get me a cut and fill permit or calculation or something like that.
All right, so I guess answer what he's on the thing so I can issue you the fill permit.
Right. And then I'll finish over there.
Yeah, and then did you apply for the demo permit?
I did not because I don't have the electricity disconnected yet.
All right, well, let me know. At least I can get that going for you too.
Yeah, for that, all you need is the asbestos, the electricity, and the rodent thing, right?
Yeah, the sewer and water. What do you got for sewer and water? There's no
It's
sewer,
well and septic.
so you're just gonna cap the lines off, so I don't need anything on that.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, so I'll make a motion to send this to building.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, looks good, Dave.
Thanks, have a nice day.
Thank
that's
you.
subdivision completed.
All right, so that
So we'll move that
concludes
dirt over.
our agenda
Sooner
for
rather than
October.
later, I'd rather
Thank
get
you.
that completed, close out that subdivision.
Is this the last one on the subdivision?
No, that subdivision's done.
Oh, it is.
It's complete. That's why I want to kind of close it out at this point.